Is there another way besides instinctive shooting where you only look at your target, what I prefer because you need to see your enemy and not your weapon, that you kind of aim. And of course you can aim with the tip of your arrow. There is one technique, it's called gap shooting. That means you need first to know from the poundage of your bow, and you will see the distance to your target. So when I gap shoot now, I aim with the arrow tip. It's too high for 10 meters, so you need to test it. And maybe with this bow and with this arrow, when I do gap shooting, that means I really aim with the tip of the arrow. Might be the distance of 20 meters. Then you directly can aim with the tip of the arrow exactly at the center and you will hit it. But then of course when you change the distance, when you go back to 10 meters, then you need to know how much lower you have to aim. So I know 20 meters when I aim at the target I will hit it. So now the target is 10 meters. I need to aim at something lower and shoot and hit the target. Works, needs practice, but there are a few famous gap shooters like Howard Hill, I think I was gap shooter, I'm not sure. And when you shoot of course more distance, then you need to aim higher. So you can achieve this with practice, but it might take a while until you get the feeling for the different distances. In instinctive shooting I simply look at the target, I point there, I shoot and I let go. So it's for me the way more natural way of shooting, because I look at the target and not at my arrow. Or the same in Olympic archers, they look at their sight and they see blurry back there somewhere the target, and then they let go. It's for me sporty, it's archery too, but I prefer to have it this instinctive way or intuitive way, that you don't look at your arrow, you look at your target and you simply point there. But this is a way how you can shoot if you need to aim. And when you see some system shooters, they do nearly the same. They come from down there, then they go up until they reach their whatever line they have trained for their distance, then they shoot the target. For me a bit boring, because you always need to know the distance. I don't need to know the distance to my targets. I let this all be accomplished by my subconsciousness, because I train different distances. My body knows what to do. So when I stand here, my subconsciousness does the calculation for my shot. So I don't need to think. When I do all this system shooting, FITA, Olympic, I need to think. What do I have to do? Okay, I have to point now here, or I have to point there, or I need to do this, or I need to do that. And then you're only in your mind. And like in every martial art, when you think, you're already lost. Then there's another way mentioned in the book Chinese Archery, how the Chinese archers used to calculate their distance. I don't have now Chinese bow, so please forgive me, but this is a 25 pounder, I can throw this bow. They simply, first of all, always said, when you point at your enemy and when you look at it, make sure that you cover his face with your fist. So that was the first thing. But of course it depends always on the distance. So I cover the face with my fist and I shoot. Of course it's not my way of shooting, but it might work. And then I simply, for estimating different distances, but they didn't look at their knuckles, they simply used the knuckles as sort of roughly, okay, this is short distance, this is longer distance, this is very long distance. So they simply used the knuckles, but they still looked at their enemy, and they simply used the knuckles as a scale, sort of, to, okay, this enemy is closer, so I shoot here, this enemy is further away, and this enemy is very far away. So this is one way how you can use a little your bow hand for adjusting when you shoot long distance, but you still look at the target and not at your arrow.